Welcome to another episode of Direct Talk. I'm Direct Frank Lloyd Mamaril, and today I want to talk to the Millennials, the generation that was told if you work hard enough, everything will eventually fall into place. Study hard, get a good degree, find a stable job, be loyal to your company, and then buy a house, get married, and then have kids, and then retire comfortably. For many of us, that was the blueprint, right? That was the promise. But somewhere along the way, life said, plot twist. Now we're in our late 20s, 30s, and even early 40s asking ourselves, is this really what adulthood is supposedly to feel like? Why am I still struggling? Why do I feel so exhausted all the time? Bakit parang kahit anong sipag mo, parang kulang pa rin? If you've ever had these thoughts, this episode is for you. Because the truth is, millennials are not weak. We're just navigating realities that nobody prepared us for. We grew up in a transition. We experienced life before social media and smartphones. Totoo yan. But we were also expected to adapt to a digital world almost overnight. We were taught that traditional ideas of success while living in an economy that keeps changing the rules. The salary stayed almost the same. The cost of living, it did not. Housing became more expensive. And career paths became less predictable. So job security became uncertain. And somehow we still expect ourselves to achieve milestones on the same timeline our parents had. So no wonder we feel pressured. No wonder we feel behind. Ang hirap kasi when the expectations stayed the same but the world completely changed. Another reason many millennials feel overwhelmed is because we're carrying multiple responsibilities at once. Well, many of us belong to what we call the sandwich generation. We're trying to build our future while helping support our parents, let's say. Or we're saving for retirement while paying family expenses. Some of us are raising children. Some are helping siblings finish school. Some are the strong friend everyone depends on. And sometimes we don't even realize how much we're carrying because we've gotten used to the saying, okay lang ako. Kaya ko pa. Ako na ang bahala. Until one day, your body says otherwise. You become irritable. You lose motivation. You start feeling anxious. You become emotionally exhausted. And I myself, am guilty of that. And then you blame yourself for being tired. Pero paano ka hindi mapapagod? You've been surviving for years. Then, let's talk about social media. I honestly think this is one of the biggest emotional traps for millennials. Because every day, we're exposed to everyone's achievement. Someone got promoted. Someone bought their dream home. Someone got engaged. Someone started a successful business. And then, someone's traveling the world. While scrolling through your phone at 11 p.m., and then you suddenly ask, what's wrong with me? Am I doing something wrong? But here's what we need to remember. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You don't see the loans. You don't see sleepless nights. You don't see the failed attempts. And you don't see the therapy sessions. You don't see the tears behind those perfectly curated photos. Comparison steals joy because it makes us forget how far we've actually come. Then, there's burnout. Millennials grew up watching our parents sacrifice everything for stability. So we unconsciously learned this belief. My worth is tied to my productivity. If I'm resting, I'm wasting time. If I'm not busy, I'm not doing enough. If I say no, I'm letting people down. Kaya, kahit naka-leave tayo, sumasagot pa rin tayo sa mga emails. Kahit weekend, iniisip pa rin natin ang trabaho. And even during vacations, we're checking notifications. We've normalized being available all the time. But here's the thing. Burnout isn't proof that you're hardworking. It's often a sign that you've been neglecting yourself for way too long. Rest isn't something you earn after destroying yourself. Rest is part of being human. Even Jesus stepped away from the crowds to pray, to rest, and to be still. If rest wasn't selfish for him, it shouldn't be selfish for us either. So, how do we cope? First, you have to acknowledge what you're feeling. Maybe you're grieving the life you thought you'd have by now. Maybe you're disappointed. Maybe you're anxious. Maybe you're simply exhausted. And you know what? That's okay. You cannot address what you refuse to acknowledge. Second, redefine success. Maybe success right now isn't buying a house. Maybe it's paying your bills on time. Maybe it's finally asking for help. Or maybe it's saying no to toxic environments. Or maybe it's going to therapy. Maybe it's rebuilding your confidence after failure. Or maybe it's simply getting out of bed on a difficult day. Small wins count. So don't dismiss them. Third, stop apologizing for having boundaries. You don't have to attend every gathering. You don't have to say yes to every opportunity. You don't have to rescue everyone. Hindi mo kailangang ubusin ang sarili mo para mapatunayan na mabuti kang tao. Protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's necessary. And fourth, build your support system. Adulthood can be incredibly lonely. Friendships evolve. People move away. Schedules become complicated. But don't isolate yourself. Call a friend. Join a community. Reconnect with people who genuinely care about you. Healing rarely happens alone. And finally, give yourself permission to have a different timeline. I know many millennials struggle with this. You thought you'd have everything figured out by 30. Then came 35 and life still surprised you. Maybe you're changing careers. Maybe you're single. Maybe you're starting over financially. Or maybe you're rebuilding after a heartbreak. Wow. Maybe you're rediscovering who you really are. And that's not failure. That, my friend, is life. Hindi ka late. Hindi ka napapag-iwanan. You're not running the same race as everyone else. Some people bloom early. Others bloom after years of setbacks and detours. But blooming late doesn't make the flower any less beautiful. Maybe this season isn't about arriving kasi. Maybe it's about becoming. So before we end today's episode, I want to leave you with this verse from Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. He made everything beautiful in its time. Not in your friend's timeline, not according to social media, not based on society's expectations, in His time. So every millennial listening today, including me, if you're tired, then rest. If you're overwhelmed, ask for help. If you're disappointed, allow yourself to grieve. If you're uncertain, keep taking the next small step. And if you're feeling behind, remember this. You survived things you once thought would break you. You adapted, you kept going, you showed up, maybe not perfectly, but faithfully. And that's something worth celebrating. This has been Direct Talk. I'm Direct Frank Lloyd Mamaril. And until next time, keep directing your life with purpose, grace, and compassion. See you in the next episode.